Hello everyone. Today's episode is a very special one because we'll be sharing the incredible story of Mary Magdalene. Now before we begin, I want to ask you guys a question. In today's story, we'll meet a woman named Mary Magdalene, who also felt lost and misunderstood. But everything changed when she met Jesus. So let's dive into the Bible together and discover how Jesus brought light into Mary's life. Let's go back to a time long ago in a place called Galilee. Imagine a land filled with rolling hills, sparkling seas, and people going about their daily lives. But not everyone was happy. Many were hurting inside. In this time and place, there lived a woman named Mary Magdalene. Life hadn't been kind to her. For example, earlier in her life, Mary had been controlled by evil spirits, making her life even harder than it already was. People in her town didn't understand her. They thought she was strange and different. And instead of helping her, they just talked about her behind her back and blamed her for being unlucky. Let's think about ourselves for a moment. Do you ever feel lonely or left out? Maybe you've been made fun of or said bad things about because of something you couldn't control. You might be feeling sad or angry right now and wonder if things will ever get better. Well, just like you, Mary felt scared, lonely, and desperate for change. She didn't know where to turn next. People said he healed the sick, helped those in need, and taught amazing things about God. Mary thought maybe he could help her too. So, with a bit of hope, she decided to find Jesus, to have an encounter with her Savior. When she finally found Jesus, he didn't look down on her or say mean things like other people did. Instead, Jesus looked at her with kindness in his eyes. Then he did something amazing. With just one word, he cast out the evil spirits that had been controlling her, setting her free from their grip. Can you imagine how wonderful that must have felt for Mary? After years of struggling, she was finally free. The darkness in her life was replaced by a new light, the light of hope and faith. This moment was a turning point for Mary. It was like the sun breaking through the clouds after a long, dark night. She was no longer the same person who had stumbled through life in darkness. Now she had a reason to smile again. Her life was filled with new meaning, and she knew she was loved by Jesus. Every time we choose to do the right thing or help someone in need, it's not easy sometimes, especially when there's a lot of hurt and darkness around us. Remember, friends, when life seems tough and you feel like giving up, hold on to that inner light. Choose kindness over meanness, love over hate, and peace over anger. As the days went by, Mary's life became a journey of faith and joy. She traveled with Jesus and his disciples, listening to his teachings and helping others. She was there when Jesus performed miracles and taught people about God's love. Let us take a moment to think about how lucky we are to have people in our lives who teach us and show us the right way. Maybe it's our parents, teachers, or other kind adults who share their wisdom with us. As Mary continued to grow in her faith, she became one of Jesus' closest followers. She listened to his teachings, asked questions. This shows us that faith isn't just about saying the right words. It's also about believing in your heart. No matter what happens in life, Mary's faith in Jesus never wavered. She knew that he was the Son of God, and that he had the power to heal and forgive. Even when other people didn't believe in Jesus, Mary stood by his side, showing her faith and love for him. This reminds us that sometimes we need to be strong and believe in what we think is right, even if others disagree with us. It takes courage to stand up for what you believe in, just like Mary did. Mary knew that he had an important mission to fulfill. She was by his side during the happiest and most challenging times, witnessing miracles and teaching people about Jesus. Mary's loyalty and dedication to Jesus were truly inspiring. Sometimes we might not understand why certain things happen in life. We may feel sad or scared, but it's important to keep moving forward with faith. Just like Mary, we should keep trying to be good and kind, even when things get difficult. During the Last Supper, Jesus shared a special bread with his disciples. As they ate together, Jesus told them that one of them would betray him and another would deny knowing him. Even when other people doubted or betrayed him, Mary stayed close to Jesus, showing her unwavering support and love. She knew that Jesus was the Son of God and that no matter what happened, he would rise again. Now, let's talk about bravery. When Jesus was arrested, all but one of his disciples abandoned him. But Mary Magdalene was there, standing bravely by his side. She watched as Jesus was beaten and mistreated, and she felt helpless. We might sometimes feel afraid or unsure of what to do when we see injustice or when others are being treated unfairly. But just like Mary, we can choose to stand up for what is right. When Jesus was crucified, Mary was there beneath the cross, crying and filled with sorrow. She remembered all the times Jesus had taught people to love and forgive. It seemed unfair that he was suffering so much. It's okay to feel sad or cry when bad things happen, but we should also remember to stay strong and keep believing in goodness. On the third day, Mary went to the tomb where Jesus had been buried. She arrived early in the morning when the garden was quiet and still. She wanted to pay her respects and say goodbye. As she approached the tomb, curious and a bit worried, she looked inside and saw that the tomb was empty. This moment must have been filled with confusion and wonder for Mary. She couldn't understand what had happened. She thought someone might have taken Jesus' body away. But then she heard a familiar voice calling her name. When she turned around, she saw Jesus standing there, alive and smiling at her. This moment was more than just a reunion for Mary. It was a miracle. When Mary realized that Jesus was alive, she became very excited. She wanted to share this amazing news with everyone. Jesus told her to go ahead and tell his disciples that he had risen. By telling people about Jesus' resurrection, Mary became the first person to spread this joyful message. After seeing Jesus, Mary quickly went to find his disciples and told them the wonderful news. When the disciples heard this, they were filled with joy and disbelief at first. It took some time for them to understand what was happening, but eventually, they too believed that Jesus had risen. Mary's story reminds us that when we experience something amazing or life-changing, it's important to share it with others. Mary Magdalene went from being a woman who struggled with sadness and loneliness to becoming a faithful follower of Jesus. Her life was transformed when she encountered Jesus. Through Mary's story, we learn that no matter how tough things might seem, we should keep holding on to the light within us. We should choose kindness, love, and peace, because these are the things that truly matter. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our amazing stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.